10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Who do you think is the greatest rapper? Yo, welcome back. Yeah. This is the Unseen Music Network. I'm back at it. Hey, listen. This is the never-ending conversation, right? Who's the GOAT? Who's the top 10, top 5 that are alive and all of that? But this came to mind today, man, because I saw this post by TDE executive, which is Kendrick Lamar, record label exec, right? And this conversation came to mind here that put Kendrick in a particular spot these days, right? He looked at it where he reframed the question to put Kendrick on a level of one of the top 5 these days. So what I want to do is kind of like comb through that a little bit to see, does Kendrick even belong in a conversation or not? Now, first and foremost, as you can see, the intro pretty much has Kendrick as top 2, right? Even above Pac. But again, this was done by Billboard magazine. So there's something to understand here when it boils down to how they presented this. This was on the basis of 4 main criteria. One of them was body of work. The other was the cultural impact, the longevity of the artist, and their actual skills, right? Their lyrical skills, flow, vocal presence, and storytelling skills, right? Because those are important, right? Some artists can rhyme, but they just put words together and it sounds fancy. So sometimes that's not really skillful if you just go for the easiest thing to put together. So, that's why skill matters. But one of the things about the top 5 conversation is that fans always argue that from the angle of who's nicer. They don't look at anything else. Whose album they like better and who they feel is nicer to them. So that caused the endless debate about the top 10 or the top 5. Really, most of the time, people are really arguing who's their favorite, not who's the top best. So that's why it's good to have a somewhat of a scientific approach where we are following some type of criteria to really measure up against. So if we go back to this whole thing, if we go back to it, right, to Billboard's list and what they have and what they represented is when you look at the top folks that they put in there, from Nicki Minaj, that makes you scratch your head. But let's just focus with Kendrick and Jay-Z. Jay-Z being the number 1 rapper. Here's the thing about Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you cannot have that conversation without discussing him. Him being number 1, it's a very great argument. Jay-Z put in that work. He's been around. To simply put it, Jay-Z has 13 solo albums. Now, that wouldn't necessarily make him number 1 by itself, but those are solid albums. This is Jay-Z. A lot of people don't like Jay-Z or meaning they don't think he has the skill that really put him up there, which is one of the problems that people have with him, but they are miscalculating him being the greatest rapper, because when you speak about the greatest rapper, it's not strictly based on the person's skills. It's their impact, again, longevity, the work they put out, right? So Jay-Z has that. So in comparison with Kendrick Lamar now, let's fast forward. Kendrick is that guy that has that cultural impact. He has that. I mean, speak for itself. We're now seeing what Not Like Us is doing. I mean, this is amazing. Greater this record than Jay-Z, this record against Nas, which was Takeover, right? Even the super ugly version. The lyrical skills, there are a lot of people that debate Jay-Z's lyrical skills, to be honest with you, and even New Yorkers. The thing that I think about Jay-Z is the flow, is he has a presence on a mic that make you believe what he says is greater than it might be if you just read it out. But that takes a certain skills to do that, which is also one of the things about Scarface, by the way, right? Scarface is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. If there's 20 favorite rappers, 17 out of them, their favorite rapper is Scarface. But the thing about Scarface is a lot of people say he's not as lyrical. It's how he sounds and make the word sound that makes him so great. And I think that matters, period. So, when you compare that with Kendrick's bars, and some people may argue that Kendrick has better lyrics. Yes, I'm saying something that crazy. I know I'm blowing the mind of New Yorkers right now. I'm a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying? But it's arguable because at the end of the day, a lot of these things are subjective, right? But you have to see it from the perspective of sometime I think when something's been around, right, hip hop, it only gets better for the most part. Even though the genre has regressed technically, we've seen a lot of artists, some more doodle garbage out there, to be honest with you. They make feel-good songs, but lyrically, because that is an important element of hip-hop music. If you call it hip-hop music, that matters. It doesn't have to matter for you to enjoy it, but to rank it, it matters. See, that's the key thing. To rank it against others, it matters. But for Kendrick to hold that spot, and let me know what you think if you agree. This is what TDE here, Top Dog is presented, right? Kendrick being in the top 5. Now, number 1, Tupac, I don't think nobody has a greater cultural impact than Tupac. So his ranking is off, but I'm not here to argue that. I'm not here to argue that right now. That's another conversation. I think it could be argued that Kendrick has some thorough lyrics. If you analyze them word by word, they crazy, right? Kendrick has a great cultural impact that might even match or be greater potentially than Jay-Z's, to be honest with you. It's just that Jay-Z has been around longer, so it makes it feel like he doesn't have it. But people like Jay-Z a lot for what he's done in his time, but it seemed like Kendrick has a greater grasp of the people of the culture today. So his impact, his influence might be greater than Jay-Z's. But I think Jay-Z is the kind of artist that has influenced more artists than Kendrick has influenced artists, right? That's important. The body of work will be where Kendrick lack at. He only has 5 solo albums. Jay-Z has 13, and that's excluding the collaborative album that he's done with like R. Kelly, 2 of them, Watch the Throne, and his wife. So when you consider the criteria, it will put Jay-Z still at the top, if those are the thing that matters. But when you see how grand Kendrick impact is becoming or has become, and his skills, people are dissecting the things he's saying on these records. It starts to make you see, wait a minute, must we consider something else, right? If I have to say it, I still personally think Jay-Z does have a bigger ranking because of what he's done. But Kendrick, man, really has demonstrated himself to be worthy in this top 10. I don't know, maybe the top 5 conversation, but definitely the top 10. And I think as the game keep going on, it must evolve. We can't keep the top 10 to only have the same people from in the past and never look at the people of today. Drake has been the top rapper, but please understand something about Drake. Drake has been the industry's top rapper, not the culture's top rapper. There is a difference. The industry put Drake where he's at. That's not what the culture chose. He has a lot of fans, and that's cool. But the hip-hop culture, think about who's been always the top that the culture chose. It's not the likes of Drake. Drake is the industry's top rapper, not the culture's. I'm going to keep saying that. But nevertheless, let me know what you think if you agree, disagree. I personally think Tupac is a greater rank than Jay-Z should be because of his impact. But that's just, you know what I'm saying, that whole other conversation. We'll have to go deeper into it. But nevertheless, I do think Kendrick now has solidified himself in his position. Top Dog is not off, but he may be offering the actual position because he specifically gave an order here, right? So let me know what you think. Do y'all agree, disagree? Comment on it. Please like the video because I'm going to come and make a whole lot more content for you guys, man. Please believe me. This is what I do. I breathe music. I do music, so I have a whole lot of knowledge to share. I definitely want to not inform people in these kind of conversation, but I want to help artists that's aspired to do this as well. I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of things, whether it's the concept of creating music, albums, making it sound great, so that so a lot of you artists who's inspired to do this can be as great as these guys. These guys didn't wake up being great. They practice their skills. They follow what to do right. So this is what I'm here to do with a lot of y'all as well. All right. And of course, those of you who just simply love to be a part of this and listen and see about it. I'm out.
Unseen.